All right, fans of music, welcome back. It is Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people, just like you right there, just like me right here. Okay, so I've gone a little Bob Marley here, so I know I'm going to get people that hate it. People, that's the worst thing, worst background ever. Figured I'd just try something new, a little contrast, because I was the floating head a few times with the black background, because I do like to wear black shirts and so forth. Let's talk about this band called Ghost from Sweden, all right, and how all of a sudden the American, call it the American music media, mainstream music media, the Eddie Trunks of the world, and the followers of Mr. Trunk, all of a sudden are talking about the band Ghost, okay? I've noticed this about a month or so ago, and I've known about Ghost for a while. I haven't talked that much about Ghost because they were one of many Swedish bands who I admired, who last year kind of were on my radar screen. Night Flight Orchestra is another band that I tried to push, and everybody was just like, whatever. You know, we'll watch this video, but we don't really want to. You know what I mean? And I plugged that album. That album made my top 10 most melodic albums. And this Ghost album, quite frankly, should also make my top 10 for the year. Initially, there was a tune called Rats that was getting a lot of airplay in various places, but of course not the United States. That's what's even more bizarre about when Eddie Trunk starts talking about Ghost. I'm like, are you promoting Ghost? Are you playing Ghost on your show? Are you encouraging DJs around the country to play Ghost? Here's his take on the new Ghost song. It's called Danse Macabre, I think is how you say it. And the song does lead off with a nice crunchy metal-ish guitar, but it's just a hard rocking guitar. The song then kind of changes, though. It changes into a more of a very melodic, and that's the thing about Ghost that is irritating a lot of people, is there's too much melody here. There's too much really good songwriting. And Eddie Trunk is upset that certain hard rock icons apparently are in their latest video because they don't rock hard according to Eddie Trunk. Okay, here's the deal. I guess, what is it to be this metal person in the year 2018? Is it that you have to worship at the feet of bands that are 30 years old who were, like a band like LA Guns, or, I mean, they're okay, but they didn't really make that much of an impact to be spoken of so highly today or given so much airtime. And it's quite frustrating because a band like Ghost has this sound that it's part metal, it's part just plain old straight rock. There's an element in there, I want to call it a groove element almost, or a dance element. David Lee Roth used to call it torque. I remember he used that phrase or that term. And there are other things going on. There's prog in this. There's a lot of different stuff going on in this, but what I love about it is it's listenable, it's singable, it's interesting, it's not vague. In other words, it's got its own thing going on, and it's not just, okay, here's another release by another band, and hope you like it, and if you don't, oh well. This is good material. The band is called Ghost. Their first song that I was listening to a lot was called Rats, and now Danse Macabre. You can go check out their album. I would highly recommend it, and I would ignore the critics or the naysayers. Another great band from Sweden. But again, there are about, what, another 1,000 bands in Sweden that are just toiling anonymously out there, and nobody cares. And it's just sad. I've tried to promote this music, whether it be Age of Reflection, Perfect Plan, Tequila Sunrise. They're actually from Spain, and there have been others that I've thrown videos out there for. I talked about Night Flight Orchestra. It's tragic because American radio basically blackout. They put a blackout on this stuff. And then when you start, then they start randomly talking about it. And I'm like, why are they talking about it? Do they like it? Are they just trying to like placate people who are smarter than they are? Because people like myself and others who've heard this music go, wow, how come America just... Because guess what? American mainstream rock radio has no place for a band like Ghost. I'm shocked that they have a place for Greta Van Fleet. I'm really shocked they do, but there's something about Greta Van Fleet that they say, okay, we'll let this one through. But they're still playing 90% crap around Greta Van Fleet. So I don't know what's going to change. I don't know if, you know, more and more of us say, you know what, I want to listen to Ghost. I don't care what you say about it. You say it's too wimpy for these guys to be in the videos. Just, I mean, okay, Metallica went overseas and played a cover of Dancing Queen by ABBA. Yeah, and that was horrific, by the way. That was just something that, you know, I lost 3 or 4 minutes of my life listening to that. So, in any event, check out Ghost. I think you'll like them. Their new song is called Danse Macabre, and apparently it features some people who are well known in the hard rock metal community to the Eddie Trunks of the world, and that apparently is upsetting to Eddie. All right, I'm done with this video. I'll be back with more. Talk to you soon.